you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing an update on my makeup use up for 2017. Feels weird to say 2017 still, even though it's like almost April now. So if you guys watched I will link it above in case you missed the introduction to this video. Basically for every year for the past 3 years I've been doing this project, and what I like to do is go through my collection and pull out products that are either old or close to being used up that I want to try to use up for this coming year. So I did change the name of it this year. I changed it to be called the Makeup Use Up. There's a lot of other YouTubers doing similar projects every year, and that's usually what people title it. So I did change the name just to make it easier for you guys to search it. But yeah, basically I picked out 25 products from my collection that I want to try to use up this year. And I told you guys at the beginning of this series that normally in the past I've always done an update just twice a year. Once halfway through the year, and then at the end of the year I'll do my finale. This time I had a lot of requests from you guys to do quarterly updates, so that's what we're doing. So today will be the first update. We are about 3 months in to the year now. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the progress on these products. And then when I did my introduction to this series, I did kind of pull all the products, shot my stash style. So I didn't open them and show you guys the inside of each product. So I'm gonna do that today so you can see how much product I'm working with, what I have left to use up, all of that good stuff. Before we get into it, a couple things I wanted to mention. Yes, it is still crappy lighting in here. I'm so sorry, you guys. I get comments every time. It's just, what can I say? I live in Washington. It's great here. I'm waiting for the sun to come out. I even put on my pink lipstick. I'm ready for spring, but spring is not cooperating with me yet. So yes, it is another gray day and my lighting might not be the greatest. I really apologize. I literally have 3 studio lights pointed directly at me. It's just so darn dark in here. Also, you guys might notice back there, it's a little bit empty, and also behind me this way, all of my makeup is missing. So I just filmed a makeup mountain video where I pulled out everything from my collection. Every single one of these drawers is empty right now because I pulled everything I own out and made a huge pile just because I wanted to. And I wanted to share it with you guys, so I filmed it. And you guys will be seeing that shortly. If it's not already on my channel, it will be soon. I'll link it above if it's available. But I figured it was a good time to do some spring cleaning and clean everything, deep clean the drawers and all of that anyway, so I thought I would just film myself pulling everything out. So if you're interested in seeing a makeup mountain, because it literally was a giant mountain of makeup, check out that video. All right, I've been talking for 3 minutes now. Let's go ahead and look at my makeup use up for 2017 progress. So, okay, as I mentioned, I do normally do these updates just twice a year, so I don't have as much progress to really share with you guys in this video since we're only 3 months in. I've only had a little bit of time to work with these, but I do have one empty, so I'm going to show you that first. So the first, or the only empty that I have is this guy here. This is the Becca Radiant Skin Foundation. It is totally gone in there. It's empty. I was not really loving this foundation. It was, when I first started using it, it was like an okay foundation, but by the end I was like, I need to be done with this foundation. In a couple recent videos you might have seen, like, it would break up around my nose, and I feel like it was just, it just wouldn't wear well. By the end of the day, my makeup just looked like it was rubbed all the way off my chin. My nose would be like all broken up, so it would be like kind of spotted and just, I don't know, it just looked messy. It was not a long wearing foundation. I think it might have just been because this was old, and that is the reason I pulled it into this project, is because I knew it was getting old and I knew I needed to use it up. But I was so happy the day that I finally finished this off because I was tired of wearing it. But yeah, that guy's gone. Okay, as I mentioned, that is my only empty, but I'm gonna go through all the rest of these and kind of show you them because I think that'll be helpful for future updates to show you how much I've made progress on, because I didn't really do that in my initial video. So let's start with the Laura Mercier bronzer. So this is a mini bronzer. I think I might have actually opened this one to show you guys. So this started out as quite a domed product because it's a baked bronzer. It is totally flat now. In my initial video, it still had a tiny bit of a dome to it, but it is flat now. I think I still have quite a bit to go on this though, because it doesn't take very much. A little bit goes a long way. I am wearing it today. I've been wearing it pretty much every single day since the beginning of the year. And yeah, there's still a lot of progress to be made on this guy. So yeah, I'm still going strong on that, but that is where I'm at right now. I haven't even come close to seeing any pan yet. Just trying to work my way through that guy. Next, I have another mini bronzer. This one is from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It is a mini size again. I'll show you guys a close-up of that. I have not hit pan on this either. I feel like this one is a softer product, so I feel like when I do use this, I can go through it a little bit quicker than the Laura Mercier one is a little more dense, but I definitely know that I can get through both of these bronzers by the end of the year. I just haven't made smells so good, by the way. I haven't made a ton of progress yet on these two guys. Next up, another mini. I had a few minis to begin with. This is the MAC Strobe Cream. I have been using this, but when I use this, I only apply it to my cheeks, so I don't use very much. So even though it's a mini size and I have been using it, I still feel like it's about halfway full. There's still a lot of product in here. These things just last forever, I feel like, these little tiny baby sizes. So I am making progress on it, but I don't have really much to report on this guy yet. Next up, I have a cream blush. This is from Revlon. This is the cream blush in Berry Flirtatious. I used this a whole lot this fall and winter. Yeah, I did start using it in the fall, even though I just pulled it into my project in December. I have been using this a lot. I really just love this color. It just blends out really beautifully. It's just a really nice kind of a berry toned fall color. It's not too much for a cream blush. Sometimes they can get a little crazy. This one is very light pigmentation, so it's easy to work with. And I'm not seeing any pan in it yet, but it is still pretty full. There are some brush bristles stuck in there, so that's what that is. But yeah, I have a long ways to go on this product. I honestly don't feel like I'm going to be able to finish off the whole pan, but this is going to go bad soon, so I'm trying to use as much of this product before the end of the year that I can. Otherwise, I feel like it will need to be discarded by the end of the year. Next, I have another cream-based product. This is from ColourPop. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Winnie, and this one is still quite full as well. I've used it probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 times, but again, it's one of those products where you really won't see a dent into it for a while, but I feel like once I get it down a little bit, it'll go really quickly. I just, yeah, I do need to start using this a little bit more. Usually when I use this product, I just apply it all over my lid, and then I'll use something else to kind of blend it out in the crease, like a matte powder to blend it out in the crease, but it makes a great lid shade. I really do like this color a lot, but again, these cream products, I try to make sure that I use them up before they go bad. Okay, next up I have another single eyeshadow. This is from Wet n Wild, and this is a powder in the shade Brulee. I have made some progress on this guy. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but it did used to have kind of a swirly design in the top of the powder, and I feel like that's kind of rubbed away for the most part. There is still a little bit of the design kind of showing on the sides there, but I am definitely making progress. This was basically brand new when I pulled it into the project. I just knew that it'd be something easy to use, so I thought I would pull it in and see if I could get through it this year. All right, next I have this brow pencil from the brand Cella. So this is actually what I have in my brows today. It's not a bad pencil, but it is super, super creamy. Like, it's very, very soft, very creamy. So I don't like it as much as the Brow Wiz because I feel like, first of all, I go through it super quickly because it's so creamy, but I also feel like it's a little bit more difficult to get an even application because it almost like puts too much on at first and then you have to kind of brush it through, if that makes sense. So it's not my favorite formula for a brow pencil, but because it is so soft and creamy, I feel like I do go through this a lot faster, so I think I can get through it pretty quickly. I am gonna roll it up, you guys. Even though I've been using this a ton, I feel like I've been using this at least 50% of the time when I do my brows, between this and my Brow Wiz. It still has a lot of product left. Okay, that's rolled up all the way. So there is still a lot of product in there. So this is definitely gonna take me a good chunk of the year to get through since I'm not using it exclusively, but I feel like I definitely can use this up by the end of the year. Next up, I have an eyeliner from Too Faced. This is a super old eyeliner. It's called the Lava Gloss Liner. It's basically just a very black, it's very pigmented, very creamy formula. That's what it looks like. I do have this on my lower lash line today, kind of smudged out, a little bit smoked out on my lower lash line. I really do like this liner. It is a good, decent liner, but I have had it a long time, so I would like to go ahead and get through it. So that's about where I'm at right now. I do have a lot of product left. I think that this doesn't have a handle on it. I think it goes all the way down to the bottom. So still got a ways to go on that guy, but I have been using it pretty often, probably at least 1 to 2 times a week. So hopefully I can get through that guy by the end of the year. Next up, another product I've been using religiously. This one I've been really good about using every single day since I started my project. This is the Mica Beauty Eye Primer. It's basically like a concealer for your eyelid. It is quite pigmented, which I do like because I have very discolored eyelids, so I do need something with a lot of pigmentation. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. It's very, very similar texture, very similar color, so that's the most similar comparison I can make. Although it's a little more yellow, not as pink as the Painterly Paint Pot. But I do really like it. It's just this is going to take me so long to get through, you guys. As I mentioned, I've been using it every single day and it still looks like it's totally full. You don't need very much. Your eyelids are only so big, and it's a product I can only use 1 time a day, and only on the days that I'm wearing makeup. So it's going to be hard to get through this, but I'm really hoping that I can. Next up, I have a concealer. This is from Stila. This is the Stay All Day Concealer in the shade Bare 01. There is quite a dent in this, but that is basically what it looked like when I pulled it into the project. I had made a dent in it before I pulled it in. I haven't used this much because I usually like using this concealer, since it's a little thicker consistency, as a spot concealer rather than an under eye concealer. But recently my skin has been amazingly clear. I have some skincare products that have really cleared up my skin and I haven't needed any spot concealing, which is really, really nice, but unfortunately it's not allowing me to use this. So I did try using it today underneath my eyes and I really did not like the way it applied, so I definitely can't use it that way. But what I'm thinking is once I get through that lid primer from Mica Beauty, I might start using this as a lid primer because I feel like I could get through it pretty quickly that way. But yeah, it is a really nice spot concealing concealer, but it is a little bit on the thick side, as I mentioned. Very similar to the shade Vanilla from NARS, but not as creamy. Next up, I have my Tarina Tarantino Eye Bright. It's like an under eye corrector in kind of a pinky shade. Because of the packaging on this, there's no way to know how much product I have left in here, so I can't really share that with you guys. I can tell you I've hardly used it since I pulled it into this project, so I did use it today underneath that Stila concealer, but that's probably the only time I've used it so far since I pulled it into this project, so I definitely need to get busy on this guy. Now I have some lip products. First of all, the Stila liquid lipstick in the shade Baki. So this is just a miniature size. I have probably used this 5 or 6 times. I feel like this is gonna be really easy to get through. I can see the bottom when I look inside of it. There is like, I can see all the way down to the bottom. So I feel like I'm getting close to done with this because it's such a small size. You don't get that many applications and I love this, so I've used it a lot. So I definitely know I can get this done. I think probably by my next update I'll be through that one. Another lip product I've been using very, very well. This is from NYX. This is the NYX matte lipstick in the shade Whipped Caviar. You won't be able to tell, but I have used this a lot. It is just, it was really full when I pulled it into the project. I do like this color a lot. It's a really pretty mauve-y toned matte shade. It's not 100% matte. I know they call it a matte lipstick, but it's almost like a satin finish. But I do really like this. I've been carrying it in my purse and using it for reapplication throughout the day, no matter what lipstick I started with. So I have been using it. It's just very full lipstick, so that should take me a little bit to get through. Next, I have a product that I rolled over from last year's project, the 2016 project. This is the Hourglass lip gloss in the shade Child. This was a really small gloss, but it was a little deceiving. Even though this container looks teeny tiny, there was quite a bit of product in here, I believe, because it is taking me a long time to get through, even though I used it a lot. And it's a really nice, easy to wear, just nude lip gloss. So I often apply this just over the top of something else just to kind of add a little glossiness to it. And I do like it a lot. I just, it's, like I said, a little deceiving how much product is in this little tiny guy. Another rollover from last year. This was the only other item I rolled over from last year. This is the Revlon Lip Butter in the shade Cotton Candy. That is so soft, it's kind of breaking on this side, but that is all I have left right there. I am really close to done with this guy. I've only used it a couple of times since I rolled it over, just because I'm waiting for spring. Once spring gets here, spring, summer, I will be wearing this all the time because it's a very sheer, kind of a, let me swatch it, it's like a bubblegummy pink color, but it's sheer. And it does have a little bit of a metallic finish, but it's nothing like too severe. So it's a really great spring shade. It's easy to throw on kind of color. So I usually carry this in my purse and then I can use it throughout the day in the spring, summer. All right, a few more lip products. Next I have this lip gloss from Bare Minerals in Marvelous Moxie in the shade Daredevil. I've barely used this, to be honest, so I do have quite a ways to go on this guy as well. It is, again, a very sheer color. It's kind of like I don't know, it's almost like a burgundy with some glitter in there, but it's quite sheer. You kind of have to build it up to get any color payoff from it, but that is my swatch right there. So this is probably 3/4 full. I do have quite a ways to go on that guy still. All right, next I have a lip gloss from Beauty For Real. This, again, I haven't made much progress on this. I don't feel like I used this at all since I pulled it into this project. So I feel like this is pretty full still. This is a very pigmented lip gloss, and it's a really nice kind of a, what would you call that? Just a very warm tone nude. That's gonna be it right here. Really pretty. I don't know why I haven't really used this much. I feel like I just had so many lip products, new products that I've been trying to use, and all the stuff from this project that I just haven't had a chance to get around to that guy yet. Next I had this Victoria's Secret lipstick in the shade Whisper. I don't think I've used this at all since I pulled it into the project. This is a really nice metallic pinky nude shade. A little on the sheer side, but not too sheer. Like, it's gonna still give you a pretty good payoff for that guy. So I really do like that shade. I feel like it's something you could wear with almost any makeup look that you have. So that should be pretty easy to get through as well. Next I had this Korres lip butter. This I have only used a couple of times. So this is basically still full. Just again, so many lip products. I only have so much time to get through these, and we're only 3 months into this project. So I have not made a lot of progress on the lip products yet, but I know I can get through this guy for sure. Also, I had a Victoria's Secret lip gloss. This is a really pretty sheer pink with some glitter, and I do like this lip gloss, but I have not had a chance to wear it yet. Waiting for spring on this guy as well, because it's a very, very spring shade, but that I know I will wear a ton once spring and summer comes, and I cannot wait for spring and summer. I'm so ready for it. Next, I'm really proud of how I've done on this. So this is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. There's 3 shades in here, and when I pulled this in, I told you guys my main goal was to use up the product in the center, but I wanted to see what I could do for the whole palette, but really the project is all about this center a shade here, which is called Incandescent Light. So I have been using this a lot. I've been using it as a highlight, which I am wearing it today on my cheeks as a highlight. I've also been using it mixed with this one here, Dim Light. I've mixed the two together to set my under eye sometimes. I don't like doing that. I feel like it does cake up a little bit, but I'm just trying to get through the powder to see what kind of, progress I can make on it. And it is a really pretty highlight. It's a very, very subtle highlight. For my skin tone, it works really nicely for a subtle highlight, but I'm just trying to see how quickly I can get through that powder. All right, next I have another mini. This is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer. I hadn't used this very much up until about 2 weeks ago, and then I started using it every day. I feel like I can get through this by my next update. If I continue to use it every day, it won't take long to get through it. I just kind of forgot about it at the beginning of this project, and then I remembered a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I need to get busy on some of my project items, so I've been using this a lot. I think it's about half full currently. All right, next I have this Smashbox Halo Powder. I have not even started using this yet. This is in the shade Light. However, even though it's light, it is a little dark for me right now. So I'm waiting for spring, summer when I get a little bit more color to my face, and then I'll be able to use this more. I feel like their shades just run very deep, so I will start using this when I get a little bit more sun. All right, the last item, another mini. This is from Marc Jacobs. This is the Marc Jacobs lip gloss in the shade Kissability. This has a bunch of gold glitter in it, but it's basically just like a pink lip gloss with some gold glitter. Very sheer, a little bit on the sticky side. Not my favorite lip gloss, but it's so small, I thought I could get through it. That's the bottom one right there. So I definitely think I can get through this, but I have not started using this one yet either. All right, so those are all the products I have in this current project for 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Look forward to my next update in about another 3 months, and hopefully I will have a lot more progress to share with you guys at that point. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer those, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.